Hello and welcome to the video. This is my overview and review of this thing here. This is the baby quad from Farins frames. Now this has a little bit of a trick up its sleeve that I've not seen from another 4-inch Class Explorer quad like this, in that the arms actually fold up, making it into a very lightweight little quad. And on mine I have a 650 milliamp hour 70C 4S battery, and that gets it flying under the 250 grams if that's important to you. However, this thing has quite a nice little bit of performance, so you can definitely get a much bigger battery on here, take it over 250 grams, and there's also the mount at the front for an action camera if that's what you want. The fact it folds down is really handy, and I've been actually carrying it in my coat pocket when I've been going to the field, or in one of the side pockets of my backpack, somewhere that I'd normally only usually be able to fit my dark glasses in. So in terms of the specs, these are Gemfan 4024 two-bladed props. The camera at the front is a Baby Rattle. I think it's actually a Baby Rattle 2 in this. Camera performance is very good considering it's such a small unit. I do like this one much better than the Ant. The VTX in the back of this is a good one. It's a TBS Unified Pro 32 Nano, works very nicely. And the FPV antenna, I've got the analog version here, they do a digital one as well, is a Foxia Lollipop Micro. Motors are Brother Hobby 1404 2750 kV 4S motors, and the controller is a JHEMCU F7 all-in-one flight controller. GPS on the back, which is very handy for things like altitude, speed, and the GPS rescue mode is a little M8Q 5883, so unfortunately no compass for iNav. And there is an optional buzzer that you can get for this. Mine hasn't got it in, the little Wi-Fi Finder Mini. If you get one of these, I would definitely get hold of one of those. This disappears very quickly in anything but the shortest grass. Now you can put an action camera on the front of this. There is the mount for it, so something like a naked GoPro or something like my Peanut camera that I love would be a great idea. Now I've got mine with the FreeSky XM Plus underneath, but you can also order it with a Crossfire Nano SE if you want to fly for longer. Micro USB connector, and once you plug it in it powers everything, so just be aware of that. I had to take the bottom plate off mine just to get to the bind button so that I could bind it to one of my FreeSky radios. It was be aware it was supplied with the international firmware, so watch out for that. Once everything was bound, then I could connect it into the computer and have a quick look at the beat flight settings. Again, I'm not going to go through this in massive amount of detail. Dump and diff are below. Sat very flat on the bench, and there is something in the data flash as well. Always love to see that from a bind and fly. So we have the smart audio for the TBS VTX. GPS is connected, and that's about it really. So lots of UARTs. I'm not sure they're all there on the flight controller, but we have the reverse motor direction. Be aware of that for your props. D-Shot 300. 8K gyro, 4K PID loop frequency, H743 base flight controller, so the CPU load is absolutely buttons, and nothing really exciting in here at all. The beacon stuff is set on mine. Again, I don't have the optional buzzer in it. Voltage and current looks like that. Failsafe is set for GPS rescue, so you've got a chance of getting it back if you have a problem with the radio. PID tuning looks like this. There are different rate profiles. I'll fly it and show you footage using profile 1 and rate profile 1. It's a very gentle flyer, and then you might, if you get rid of these, have to come in, change your channel order around. This is how it came, which actually matches my radio, but most other people will have AETR, and the modes will need a visit as well because there's not a lot set in here. The only other place you're going to have to visit if you get one of these, I would recommend, is come in and just move things around. The default layout is actually very close to how I would have it. And of course then we have all the stuff for the video transmitter. Again, dump and diff below if you want to go in detail. Let's talk about what it's like to fly. Now with the 650 milliamp hour 4S battery that I'm using on here, that's getting it well under the 250 gram limit, I'm getting about 6 minutes maximum theoretical out of that battery. However, I'm not flying it more than about 5 minutes. At the moment, it's very cold here in the UK. This is from a footage in the evening where it's only about 4 degrees, the sun's setting. It's a lovely calm day, but the battery isn't going to be performing as well as it would be on a nice warm summer's evening. Now, using a bigger battery is obviously going to give you a much bigger flight time, but 6 minutes out of a 650 mAh 4S isn't bad. GPS lock was pretty fast. From cold, it only a couple of minutes, and I do like this Explorer class to have things like distance, direction to home, altitude, GPS speed, as well as the return to home in the event of an issue. Hovering easily about a quarter throttle, flight is only needing about 35 to 40% throttle, so there is an awful lot of power in here. This is a flight without an action camera installed. If you pop an action camera on here, it can easily handle that extra weight or the weight of a bigger battery if you want to push the flight time. Not completely sure if the current meter is accurate, as I was going more off the voltage, but it does appear to sip the power and be very efficient. The motor and prop choices, that 2-bladed 4-inch prop, helps with that longer endurance, and also it is very quiet. You can only really hear it when you blip it to 100% throttle, and the throttle response isn't set for out-and-out performance. It's definitely more pushed towards the endurance side of a setup. You can flip and roll. That is really what this is about. There are better models out there if you want to flip and flop around. This is for exploring and viewing the local countryside while being able to stick it in a pocket. The tune itself is very gentle. It's got really nice flying characteristics for exploring and filming, but it's not an out-and-out racer. It's very easy, I would say, for a beginner to get to grips with this, but a more experienced pilot is probably going to want to push the rates up a little bit. This is the first quad that I've had in from Farins frames, and if this is the quality of how they're put together, I'm pretty impressed. I was worried when I first looked at this. There isn't a lock for the arms. It's a kind of a friction thing that holds the arms into place when you swing them into position. I was worried that over time would become loose. However, I've been using it now for about 3 weeks, and it's still as stiff as it was when I first got it out the bag. It's actually a nice compromise, and if it got a little bit looser, you could just nip the screws up, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. If you really had an issue, you could kind of add your own little 3D printed clips, but I haven't felt the need to. This is exactly the kind of quad that makes me smile. It's small, quiet, capable, decent flight times for the size of battery, the GPS on the back, and it folds up and you can pop it in your rucksack or your coat pocket when you go to the field, which makes it incredibly versatile. There's only a couple of things to be aware of with this. First is the routing of the antenna for the receiver is under the front arms against the carbon fibre. I've not had any issues with failsafe. That's worked really well, but just be aware of that. That isn't how I like it. I like the antennas away from carbon fibre. Flight time is a function of the battery size. The vendor, Farins Frames, is talking about much longer flight times than 6 minutes, but they're talking about using much larger batteries as well. So if you use that larger battery, you will get a correspondingly longer flight time. And again, as I said, the tune may be a little bit tame for some pilots. This is a 4-inch pocket explorer that does what you want it to and easily has enough power to add larger batteries and lightweight action cameras. Well done, Farins Frames. I am a fan. If this is the kind of stuff you guys make, I will definitely be keeping an eye on the website to get other things in to have a look at. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that if you're trying to learn a topic will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.